Hello Aries, welcome to your new year. This is your January 2019 monthly general reading. It's going to be an oracle reading, and we're going back to the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle as our main course. We're going to consult the Power of Surrender cards in a moment, but first, as we always do, we always take a look at the overall overarching energies for January for Aries. What's happening? We have expression. What else is happening? Guilt. Dream. Let's see if anything else comes. Appreciation. We're gonna lay out the cards, and then all the cards, I should say, and then do the reading. Okay, as we do, we're gonna look at what do Aries need to confront in 2019 or January 2019. What will you be confronting in 2019? Fire. Stick. Antidote. And foot. Oh, Bishop, what are you doing? I might have to jump off for just a moment to check on my dog. All right, what? No, I won't do that. What tools will Aries be utilizing in January? Oh! Okay, now I am going to have to. Okay, so I'm back. The card fell all the way down. I was afraid I was going to take the camera down with me. And anyways, I'm back. The card that jumped and tumbled off the table down yonder was the umbrella card. Okay, tweak my camera. So, what tools will Aries be utilizing in the month of January? Okay. And what's the outcome cards for January? What will Aries be either leaving behind in January or taking forward into February? Oh. Right. What's the takeaways? What's happening? What's the ending of January? Okay. And what do Aries need to surrender in January? What is something that they need to surrender? And surrender, denial. Anything else? Surrender the idea you can fix someone. All right. So let's look at the overall overarching. You can see my braids. I have braids right now in the video. So in the month of January, you've got some interesting things, beautiful things going on, Aries. I get a sense that there's expression, There's a sense of feeling like you're really blossoming, awakening, connecting, able to express yourself more fully, while there are a small minority of you who harbor guilt, a little bit of guilt about expressing fully, artistically or creatively expressing yourself for whatever reason, and also feeling guilt about dreaming, and about you know being able to appreciate some of the finer things in life that you may have. Maybe you have the ability to live abroad or travel, or from time to time, or you don't really have to worry so much. Perhaps you have big dreams that you're trying to manifest, and you feel a little guilty about that. Maybe someone, it's not, in a good place that's near, that's close to you. And so you harbor some guilt about being able to really express yourself. And you have to let that guilt go. Whether you do or don't, that's certainly your free will choice. But Spirit is saying that it can kind of hold you back if you're not careful. And it's your time to shine and express out your creative endeavors, so your dreams can come true, so you can have more to appreciate. So yeah. So now we have we'll talk about these cards in a moment. Actually, I want to go into the Mildred Payne. So what's happening in January? We have a fire card. And the fire card is about passion. It's about creativity. Something's being sparked inside of you, that expression we were talking about earlier. It also, though, could deal with some destructive emotions that you may have. Again, guilt, harboring some sort of guilt about trying to live your best life, in other words. But ultimately, this is a time in January of great creativity, fire, and passion being expressed and lived through you. So that's exciting. You will be branching out. The stick card I love because it always reminds me of you branching out on your own. You following your dreams, right? You saying, I'm going to go ahead and see what may stick. Going out on a limb, taking a chance. And so that's what's happening here. However, this card also can represent someone having maybe a little bit of power over you, and maybe they might be abusing that power and guilt tripping you. Maybe there's a rightful reason for you to feel guilt, but again, guilt is one of those emotions that really, the only purpose that it serves is to alert you that something's going on inside of you that needs to be looked at a little bit. But it's not, and also if you did something really wrong or immoral or whatever the case may be, yeah, maybe there's times when guilt is certainly what you should be feeling. But again, if you haven't really did anything, you're just trying to live your life and try to dream and creatively express yourself, then it's time to let that guilt go. And maybe it is time to branch out on your own, to break up a friendship, to maybe not necessarily full on break up, but maybe kind of disengage a little bit and not be so close, and maybe, literally branching out on your own. We have 66 for the antidote card. So the antidote card is a welcomed problem solution, or welcome solution to your problem. So it's like a cure to a problem or an illness that you may have. It's definitely a balancing force to any negativity that you may be experiencing in January from someone or something, from a situation, and you're able to move past it. So probably in the third week or so of January, you'll have a sense of balance again with the situation. You won't feel so guilty, for example. You will have surrendered the idea you can fix someone, and surrendered the denial about the fact that you cannot fix this person. Let's talk about that for a moment. But first, before we talk about that, let's go into 61 for foot. This is about stability, balance, more like another card that deals with balance. It also does deal with morality, though, which is interesting. So maybe there is some reason that you're feeling guilt, something that's dealing with morality here. But I don't get a sense that you did anything really wrong that warrants the guilt. So it's time to get back on stable ground, with stable footing with your life, and get back on track in terms of letting go of outside influences on how you should be feeling and living your life, and getting back on track on you living your life, you directing how it goes, you taking the steps to gain your independence, to move forward, uninhibited by other people's opinions about how you should feel, how you should live, etc. Surrender denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are, without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. And surrender the idea you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. So again, if you feel guilty about moving forward in your life or your endeavors or your goals, just try to not feel guilty about having to leave someone behind. They are free to try to catch up. They are free to try to work on their forgiveness of you. Or not. Is their choice. You have no control over that. All right. So let's move on to the tools. So the first card that comes up is the umbrella card. This is the one that was trying to fly away and get away from us. This card is about protection from something that's beyond control. And as a tool, it represents having some form of sanctuary, being sanctuary to someone, going to a sanctuary. So in terms of a tool, Spirit is saying, hey, find your sanctuary and be there so you can be able to express yourself more freely, be able to dream freely, and to appreciate your life freely. And that may mean, moving away from someone or something that's just not really good for you. And just saying, you know what, I can love you from afar, but I'm going to have to take sanctuary over here for good self-care for myself. That's what the umbrella is really about too. It's about self-care. It's about popping that umbrella open and protecting yourself against crap that's being poured down on you. So open that umbrella and protect yourself as you need to. Stop. Oh, the good old stop. This is, in terms of the tools of how to use it, this is also again indicating that you may need to extricate yourself from a certain situation, or a certain dynamic at work, or something's going on in your family, or something's going on in some friendships. You may need to extract yourself from the situation, and just remove yourself from it, because it's just not going to get any better with you being in it. All it's going to do is just spawn more feelings of guilt when that's just not really necessary. It's not. You cannot fix someone else. They need to fix themselves. You cannot fix this situation. It will need to work itself out. And the best way is for folks to kind of leave it and let it kind of simmer down. That's what needs to happen here. And you'll know what this is referring to, some of you. I mean, obviously, this is a general reading. This may not apply to every Aries, but, to some. We have the Shovel card, 68. And it's about uncovering the truth and doing the work. So doing the work to, to create a safe space for you to be able to fully express yourself, and to be able to be relaxed into doing that. To be able to do the work of dreaming, but not just, casually dreaming, but really writing down goals, digging deeper into your goals and your aspirations, looking at why you want to do X, Y, and Z. And then also making sure that you are not digging up someone else's garden and getting all up in their business, but that you're tending to your own garden. That's an important tool. And then we have Saturn. And this is in the tools position, and this is about, being able to overcome adversity and hardships by reclaiming the control that you have, which is only over yourself and not over others. And someone may be trying to manipulate a situation or guilt trip or abuse their power, so to speak. But you can claim authority over how you are going to react in this situation, over how you are going to respond, and be able to just be the bigger person, have control of yourself and your emotions, and move forward. And then finally, the outcome, we have the Ankh card. The Ankh card is about secret knowledge, increased awareness, really tapping into the universal flow of spiritual connection, and finally getting into that place where you are really spiritually connected. And this is energies that you are going to receive in January and take forth on into February and beyond. It's quite beautiful, actually, because it's from where you started. I mean, you start out the month with your fires igniting, creativity just bursting out of you. There's some uncertainties that come about, but for the most part, you forge ahead, you keep going. And as a result of that, you have some serious spiritual growth, because you listen to your intuition, and you maybe this reading says something to you about a particular person or situation that you just now know, I have this hidden knowledge. I'm going to move forward. I know I can't fix this person or this situation. I'm going to stop denying the truth of this, and I'm going to move on and move forward. And so that's powerful. The Bell card is about a spiritual awakening. It is also about the beginning or the end of some important event. So it could very well be the ending of something, happening in the relationship, maybe in a workplace situation, where maybe it comes to an end, but a new beginning happens, where you confidently move forward. You have an awakening. You realize some things. You realize that abundance is at hand for you and always has been, but because there's been these outside influences kind of having you feel a certain kind of way, it's really been blocking your blessings. But you, in January, it just clicks and it makes sense, and you are like, no more of that. No more of that. You get it now with the pentagram here. This card is also about material gain. There was a toxic situation that had a cure and remedy. You started doing the work to kind of release and extract yourself from that, extricate yourself from that situation. And as a result, at the end of the month, you really start to receive material gains. You start to really take a look at the whole picture of what's been going on. And you've been working hard as well. I mean, we've got the B card, which is all about hard work and productivity, taking action on your projects, good communication with everyone that you're working with, and positive social interactions. But you have to go through a journey to get there. And so through doing some spiritual inner work throughout the month, as well as doing the actual work, you start to manifest some material gains. And things really start to blossom for you. But you had to do some spiritual work of releasing and letting go of things that are no longer serving you, thoughts and ideas and people and situations that are no longer serving you. And it is time to let them go. And I see that you will. They will not be carrying forth into February and beyond, these energies here. All right, my lovely Aries, definitely check out the, if you're interested, of course, the monthly January 2019 Aries abundance reading. I'm also going to do the Aries love reading for the month for 2019 January. Check that out as well if you so choose. Thank you so much for tuning in. Much love, many blessings, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.